Hi guys, in today's review we'll be on a new tooled pre-grouping rolling stock by Rapido UK. And this new tooled pre-grouping van is the London Brighton South Coast Railway Diagram 8 van. So as you know, I do like my pre-grouping rolling stock and locos, and I went for this one in the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. These were originally announced on November the 29th, 2024, and they arrived in the shops July 2026, which is average. It's 2 years. It's quite good in the hobby, normally doing for 2 years. We do have quite a few London, Brighton, South Coast Railway locos out there, so it makes sense for Rapido to do one. And the one I went for was number 979001. The running number, if you're interested, is number 3758 in the London and Brighton Railway Grey. It's Era 2, and like I said, it came out July 2026. And at the end, I will tell you the price I paid for. Rapido are doing lots of liveries on these. I think there's like 15, from departmental to pre-grouping to southern to BR. I think there's Era 6 as well, stuff like that. They're doing loads of them. And like I said, these are set to a diagram 8. And I'm no expert, I can't tell if they are or not. So let's get in the review and see what they're all about, shall we? So with the version I've got, there's no accessories with it. I do believe mine is an unfitted one, but you do get a leaflet, which is the usual Rapido leaflet. So you get your prototype history on one side with selection of CAD pictures or renders of the vans themselves in other liveries. Then on the other side, it's a little bit more history. It's who they acknowledge, like who helped him with the project, warranty and contact information. That's all there is on this leaflet. Like I said, there's no detailed parts to add. Now move on to the ends of this van, which to me are both the same. So we do have, I believe it's a standard coupler and pocket applied at both ends from the factory. We also have the buffer beam itself in grey. The buffer shanks and buffers themselves are in black. There's a few rivets around the buffer shanks, I believe. The buffers themselves are metal and black, but they're not sprung, which is fantastic. We have some bracing as well for the body, and then we come to the metal hook that's in the centre. Again, a few bits of rivets around that, and it is in black as well. As we move on up a little bit, so we do have two metal lamp irons on both ends, and they are on the support beams of the van. They are separately applied pieces. If you look closely enough, they are there, and like I said, they are black with a rivet on. The rest of the front or back of the body, we have the black side, which have the riveting on. We have wood planking going on. We also have some supports as well with more rivets on them. Then at the top we have a small, I think it's a ventilation port. And then we come to the roof at the top. The wood and the rivets look fantastic on the model, may I add. Now we move on to the sides of this covered van or van. To me on top, both sides are exactly the same. There is a few different details down below. So with that being said, let's get on about the livery. The livery is in a grey, and I believe all the metalwork is in black. We do have the running number of this London Brighton South Coast Railway Diagram 8 van, and the running number is 3758, and it's in the correct livery, which makes it Era 2. The ring number is in the left hand corner of the screen, top side. Along the middle to top side, we do have the initials again, which is LB&SCR. We look to be seeing some sort of lock there for the doors as well. If you look closely enough at the doors do seem to open outwards and downwards. I'm guessing it's going to a platform, which is fine. At either side, I think we have two door bangers, one either side. Again, they are picked out in black. On the bottom left side, we seem to have, I think it's for chalking up, but I could be wrong, or marking. There's a little white square. And next to that little white square, there is some numbers and some lettering. So we do have 6.8.0, and then there's something else just below that. I can't quite make out what that is. And in the centre, we also seem to look like we have a door banger or door holder as it falls down. Again, picked out in black. And we have the woodwork in grey, which is correct. Now, as we move down to the sole bar or chassis of the van, it is in grey, but let's start with the wheels and the springs. So on this version, the wheels are 9-spoked, but Rapido have tooled up for two other ones, which is an 8-spoked and 3 discs. depending on which livery and which era of the van you've gone for, which I believe is correct. So we do have leaf springs. We also have an axle box, and on this axle box it has the initials of the company, which is London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. It has the initials of that. The end is right in the centre of the axle box, and the 4 letters are around the outside. That's on every wheel, which is fantastic. Crisply printed as well. Just below where the doors are on the sole bar, we do have a number or builder's plaque, depending on your preference. It's blue with white lettering, and I think it is for the number of the wagon, which makes perfect sense, and it has the company as well. Again, all this is crisply printed. You can see it from the naked eye, which is great. There's a few other details on there, which I'm not too sure what they are. It's like a horseshoe shape and some other stuff. Down below between the wheels, on this side, there is no brake rigging or brake handle. That is around the other side, which we'll get into later. On some versions, I believe it's on both sides, but mine is just on the other side. Now we come on to take a look at the roof. The roof is pretty basic. There's no riveting or rivets. There's no rain ducket. It's just off-white colour, and that's it. There's nothing on it. But I thought I'd show you it anyway. And finally, we come on to do an underneath look at the van. So like I said when I was doing the body, there is some brake rigging on one side, and we do have it. You can see the latches where the brake handle will go. You can see all the mechanism, they all line up with the wheels. And we have the brake shoes themselves. Again, they line up with the wheels as well. I think it's plastic, but it's okay. And if you look closely, there is a small metal handrail or hand grab there too on the other side. I've talked about the wheels before, and they do have bearings on the axles as well, which is great. It should be a smooth runner. And we do have standard couplings at both ends, which is great. I know in the past Rapido haven't done that. There's some planking work, there's some metal work, there's springs, well, more than springs, all underneath. Then on the side that doesn't have the brake rigging, there is 2 little holes for where it should go. Being underneath, you're not really going to see, which is fine. But overall, it is crisply moulded as well, which is great. Here is the free rolling test to see how free rolling it is. Yeah, pretty free rolling. I always think my board's level, but I know it's not. So yeah, that's it on the tracks. Before I do the points test, let's do the coupling test. For this, I am using a Kerno 5-plank London, Brighton, South Coast Railway plank wagon and some Rapido South Eastern Chatham one. So let's see how it gets on with the mixed coupling, shall we? It seems to have managed it. Yeah, perfectly fine. Next up will be a coupling test and then a running session. So before the running session, I'll do the points test, and these points are the Hornby train set points, so they are second radius. We're only concentrating on the London and Brighton van by Rapido. That's the only rolling stock we are concentrating on here. For the rest, derail, so be it. So let's see if we can make it, shall we? Seems to. And now backwards as it was. All seems to be fine. The loco wasn't too happy on the points, but that's not an issue. Enjoy the running session. So guys, that is the end of the review and the running session. Before I give my price and opinion, I'll tell you what was pulling the train and which was in the train. So in the train we had a mixture of mainly pre-Southern or Era 2 rolling stock with a few other Northern rolling stock. Mainly from Rapido, there was a Kerno one and there's a Hornby one at the end. And the loco that was pulling it was the Rapido London Brighton South Coast Railway E1 class, because it matches the company. That's the only reason why I did it. You could have used several other locos that are out there in the London Brighton South Coast Railway livery. There's a few. So time for the price. The price of the van, which if you get it direct from a model shop, roughly you are talking around the £31 mark. Depending on delivery, and I'm guessing depending on the model shop as well. Again, that seems an okay price, maybe a tad high if I'm honest with you. And if you get this direct from Rapido themselves, you are talking £35 if they have any left. Because at time of recording, I think most of them were sold out. Again, I think somewhere around the £28 is fine. Anything higher is no, because I think most of it's plastic. There's a few metal parts, obviously, but most of it's plastic. But it is to a diagram. My opinion now on this van. For me, it's well made. It's got bearings, it's got metal unsprung buffers, which in my opinion should bring the price down. The livery application is crisp and clean. You can read letters, you can read the number plaque on the sole bar. Like I said, these are a few metal parts, we have a few underneath details, and depending on the van that you get, it might have double-sided brakes or single-sided brakes. And we do have the standard NEM pockets as well, which is always great because Rapido have been mix and match with their NEM pockets over the years. For me, the price I paid, yeah, like I said, I think it's borderline if I'm honest with you, but it all comes down to your preference and your budget. You can always wait for a sale and you may get the livery you want or you may not. Like I said, they do quite a lot. I think there's like 15, 16 different liveries and they all have different tooling as well. So guys, that was my take on the newly tooled Rapido London Brighton South Coast Railway Diagram 8 van. Hope you find this review useful. Please take care and goodbye.